Okay guys, welcome to this 1st of January foundation plus 5 a day, and it's the it's the Corbettmaths year, like 5 a day, the worksheet from Corbettmaths year 5 a day, okay. So this is looking at like grade 4 plus, so this foundation plus maths, okay, for next year, that looks at like the overlap actually between GCSE foundation and GCSE higher tier. So this is appropriate for GCSE foundation and or higher. So it's looking at grade 4/5 maths. Okay, so it overlaps with the higher tier as well. So anyone that is doing higher tier next academic year or in the resit period in November later this year, then obviously you're more than welcome to watch this video as well. Okay, so as ever guys, please do pause the video, try and attempt the questions, and then come back and press play and check your answer or answers along with me. This is the first question. We are asked to solve the inequality 3x plus 4 is less than or equal to 22. Well, if I subtract 4 on both sides, okay, so treat it exactly like an equation, okay, and keep that sign consistent, I get 3x, okay, is less than or equal to 21. Okay, 3x means 3 times x, so dividing both sides of my inequality by 3 to balance it respectively, okay, I get x is less than or equal to 7, guys. Okay, that's the answer for that one there. Okay, this is the second question. A car decreases in value 10% each year. If it was bought for 5,000, how much would it be worth after 2 years? Well, it would be 5,000, okay, multiplied by 0.9 squared. And the reason for this, guys, is because if it's a 10% decrease, okay, that means I'm paying the remaining or the remainder of 90%. So think of it as like a bar model, okay. The full bar represents 100%, okay. You subtract 10%, and then you have 90% remaining. Okay, so the decimal multiplier would be 0.9, okay, because 90% as a decimal is 90 hundredths, which is 90 divided by 100, which gives you 0.9, okay. And the reason why it's squared is because, it's asking for after 2 years. So if you ping this into your calculator, okay, you will get an answer. So it's going to be 5,000 times by 0.9 to the power of 2. Okay, press equals, and I get the answer of £4,050. Okay. So this is the idea of what I call like compound interest, okay? So decreases in value means I take it off the 100% mark, and increase means that I add it on to 100%, okay? So a typical example is that obviously banks like pay interest, obviously, for some of their cards and for their customers. Interest means obviously more than 100%, more than 1, okay? And a decrease, for example, maybe that you have like a discount, like a coat costs this amount of money, a pair of trousers cost this amount of money, so on and so forth. So a decrease means that you're paying less than 100% of the price, okay? You're paying less than that, okay? This next one, looking at a Pythagoras theorem question, so calculate the length of the missing side, is a right angle triangle, so it's going to be a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared, okay, so it's the two shorter sides squared is equal to the longest side squared here, which I call the hypotenuse, okay. Sorry guys about my handwriting, I apologize. Okay, so label that as C, label that as A and B. Okay, it doesn't really matter actually which one's A and B, okay, as long as they're like the two shorter sides. So I have 6 squared plus 4 squared is equal to the hypotenuse squared. In this case, I'll just call it C, is equal to C squared, okay. So if I do the square root of all this, so square root of 6 squared plus 4 squared is equal to c. Okay, 6 squared is 6 times 6, which is going to be 36. So you got 36 plus 4 squared, which is going to be 16. So 36 plus 16, okay, is going to equal to 52. So we're going to have the square root of 52, guys, okay, which simplifies as a third, okay, that'll be 2 root 13, okay, and I'll leave it in its exact form here for the purpose of this video, okay. The reason for that is because root 52 is same as saying root 4 times root 13, okay. The square root of 4 here gives you like a whole number answer, so you got root 4 times 13, which is going to be 2 root 13. Okay, which will give you like a decimal answer here, but for the purpose of this video, I'll leave it in its exact form, but you can just obviously ping it into your calculator and get a number, okay. Actually, for the sake of it, yeah, actually, I'll just put it in my calculator just to make it a bit easier, okay. So, the square root button, so square root, okay, 13, and then times it by 2. So I get the answer of roughly 7.21 centimeters to 2 decimal place, guys. Okay, this next one, I've got to work out the estimate for the mean. So yeah, it is what I call group data. So the table shows information about how long it takes students to get to school. Okay, you got time t minutes. Okay, let's obviously do this here, so I've got a bit more space. So I'm going to make those 2 extra columns. Okay. So you got midpoint and midpoint times frequency. So midpoint of 0 and 10. So you add the 2 numbers and then half it. So that'll be 5 there. Okay, that'll be 15. That'll be 25. 35. And 45, guys, okay? So this is my midpoint column, okay? Sorry again, guys, about my handwriting and lack of like structure. Hopefully you can forgive me, okay? So this last one is midpoint times frequency column, okay? So 2 times 5 is going to be 10. Okay, 15 times 8 is going to be 120. Okay, you can work it out to the side, okay, because 4 times 15 is going to be 60, and then double that, okay. This one's a bit more trickier. Okay, I'll do, yeah, so 1 times 5, it's going to be 45, okay. I can just do some calculator to make it a bit easier. So 12 times 25, okay, it's going to be 300. The next one, 7 times 35 is 245, guys, okay, and the last one here is 1 times 45, which gives you 45, okay, yeah. So to work out the answer is going to be the sum of the midpoint times frequency column, all divided by the total frequency. So yeah, working this out quickly, 2 plus 8 is 10, 22, 29, 30. So the total frequency is going to equal to 30, okay. This one here, I'm going to have 10 plus 120 is 130, plus 300 is going to be 430, plus 245, plus 45. So the answer is going to be 720. So the estimate of the mean is going to be the midpoint times frequency column. Okay, so I'll just put estimate for the mean. So EM for estimate of the mean is the sum of the midpoint times frequency column, all divided by the frequency. So it's going to be 720 divided by 30. That will give you the answer of 24. Okay, because that's the same as doing 72 divided by 3. Okay, which gives you the answer of 24. Okay. that. Okay. This next one, David buys 2 DVDs and 2 CDs in a shop and they cost £18. Ellie buys 3 DVDs and 2 CDs in the same shop and they cost £22. Find the cost of each DVD and CD. Okay, so here I've got to form a pair of simultaneous equations and then solve it. So we'll label DVDs as X and CDs as Y. So I'm going to have 2X plus 2Y is equal to 18. And then for the second equation, I'm going to have 3x plus 2y is equal to 22. Okay, so x is the number of CD players, and x is the number of DVD players, and then y is the number of CD players. I'm going to label that as equation 1 and equation 2. I'm going to do equation 2, subtract equation 1. So I'm going to have x is equal to 22 subtract 18, which is 4. So x is equal to 4. Okay, so each DVD costs £4. Okay, and I'm going to substitute that in into equation, equation 1 just for the sake of ease. Okay, 2 times 4 is going to be 8. So I'm going to have 8 plus 2y is equal to 18. Subtract 8 on both sides. I'm going to have 2y is equal to 10. Divide both sides of the equation by 2. I'm going to get y is equal to 5. Okay, so the cost of each CD player costs £5. Okay, so DVD costs £4 and CD costs £5. Okay, and that's my answer for that question. Okay, so that last question is the topic forming and solving a pair of simultaneous equations or a system of equations. Okay, we might say in A-level maths. Okay, so it's forming and solving a pair of simultaneous equations. The first question was looking at solving linear inequalities. The second question was looking at compound interest or depreciation in this case. The third question is looking at Pythagoras' theorem. The fourth question is looking at estimate of a mean, estimate of a mean of group data. And the last question here, looking at some algebra simultaneous equations. Okay, so they are your list of topics, guys. If you want to go and obviously check out any further videos, with regards to those topics. Okay, hopefully it made sense, hopefully you found it useful, hopefully you found it informative. If you did, please like, please comment, please share, and please subscribe, and I'll see you all inside the next video. Okay, bye for now, take care, all the best.